Let's speak food. I could easily live and breathe all things food. I love to eat it, talk about it, research it, learn from it, try it, give it, and probably anything else you could possibly associate with it. I read cookbooks for fun, research restaurants, and have run-in bucket lists of places to go, things to try, and people to go there with. Food, to me, has almost the same quantifiable value as people, because I believe the scope of possibility is similarly vast. Food can drive opportunity for connection, for lives to be changed, and experiences to be made, much like people can. I have watched a humble meal made of leftover ingredients lead to hours of conversation about childhood memories. I've gotten to listen to the sounds of nostalgia through the consumption of a meal, seen a single ingredient release some of the wildest dreams into the atmosphere, witnessed a brand new dish push back someone's preconceived limitations and boundaries. I've watched food teach people something over and over again. It's one of the many reasons I love to obsess over it. Food has always been a place of communing in any culture, even when there is seemingly very little else that might draw a group of people together. No matter how mad my family members might have been growing up, that meal so often would draw us around the table. It often provided the conversation piece that would make way for wounds to be mended, or, at the very least, serve as the humblest opportunity for us to show that we were hurting. The older we got, the more we sought out food to help draw us together. The opportunity to cook it together has become something we seek out and look forward to. The collaboration in it has increased. Interest in wielding new recipes in the hopes to wow one another has risen. It's becoming something where time and energy to be together around the common interest of food is highly prioritized. There is so much in this world that can and actively works to drive us all apart. This is true for every human. We have been given and taught very few tools through our societal systems that teach us the art and value of how to be in relationships with those that have different perspectives and opinions from ourselves. I believe that food provides us the opportunity to sit around a table together, not in spite of our differences, but in celebration of them. It is a place where what makes us different isn't a cause for tension, but celebration. Tell me who you are through your food, not by romanticizing your dish, but by letting the dish provide the opportunity for you to share about yourself. May your cabbage and beef casserole inform me of how you learned to take humble ingredients to put food on the table while you were trying to raise 4 young children. Your spaghetti recipe created space for you to talk about where your father came from, the hardship of being a young Italian kid in an Irish neighborhood in a new country as an immigrant. Let your hands busily combining spices into a large pot provide the freedom to reflect on how you first made this dish with your aunt, the silliness of the moment you first wept over cutting an onion, which made way to the shedding of real tears. How burning rice for the 10th time made way for anger swelling inside you from your workday to be released. You need not be good at it, have the means to buy fancy ingredients, or the capacity to create elaborate concoctions. It is so often less about what it is than what it can provide when it needs to. Food is the opportunity to spend time together, when we're not yet ready to talk about what's really behind the sadness in our eyes, or when we desperately want to speak but need the shield of a cutting board between us so that we can get all the words out. It has the ability to provide the perfect platform for celebration, confession, grief, growth, closure, and 1,000 other moments and emotions. I have not always had the closest relationship with my father. We are similar in some painful ways. Our desire to be right, the struggle with anger, and the difficulty in communicating in a healthy way were paramount for certain chapters in my younger years. I don't believe that either of us ever wanted it to be this way, but vulnerability is that impossibly hard thing. Food was something that consistently provided the most precious opportunities for my dad and I to express our love to one another in ways we couldn't find through words. The sharing of recipes, meals, and restaurants provided a bridge to one another's hearts that we didn't always otherwise have access to. We would give reviews of dishes and places tried, text over what meal should be made at our next gathering, anticipation over spaghetti making day before Christmas, complete with Bing Crosby tunes in the background, would be what we talked about / collaborated on for weeks. We'd collect the specialty ingredients together, make a trip to Cassetta's in St. Paul for the necessary sausages, stopping for a few slices of pizza before we shopped. We'd pick the day to spend slowly marrying all the ingredients together in that giant pot. I'd sit and watch my dad add all the spices while I browned the sausage, sit at the counter while he stuck his hands into the pot almost up to his elbows, hand pressing whole peeled tomatoes because it provides the most perfect texture. He'd take his extra long wooden spoon and patiently stir that pot all day. And we'd chat and be around each other all day, content to be making this special dish together, The ending always being of our entire family around the table enjoying the fruits of our labor with a giant pile of cheese bread on the side, because you must. Years later, I finally have that meaningful time spent in the kitchen together commemorated through a tat. That wooden spoon sits on my forearm, the word familia resting in the middle, reminding me of the value in these shared moments together. This is where the love for food first took root. It provided that space to know my dad in our most difficult chapter, to do relationship with him in a way that was meaningful for both of us. I ended up pursuing food wholeheartedly. I took a cooking course in junior high through an organization providing opportunities for young people to learn from local chefs. I got accepted into the program and remember my fascination as chefs would come and teach us one of their best dishes. We'd watch them demonstrate techniques, talk about flavor profiles, and get to practice our hand at growing our own skill sets in the kitchen. The following week, we'd then get to dine at their restaurant, see behind the scenes, and listen to the language of their kitchen. I fell in love with the knowledge that at their core, they were working to provide the opportunity for people to experience something together. To connect around that language, I was also coming to love food. From there, I worked at malt shops, ran my own catering gig, worked with companies, became a baker. It's grueling work, but the love for that communal component that food provides always remains. I believe that food is a language we all speak. We need it, want it, crave it, if nothing else, require it. It is something that must be addressed, a subject that in itself cannot be ignored. Need a getaway? Need a gateway to that tough conversation? Make a bolognese. Desperate to communicate your love and care for that hurting friend? Bake those cookies you know they love. Worried about how someone is doing? Invite them to come try your new recipe. Food feeds the soul. That nourishment sometimes is all you need to move through that hard thing. It can be that starting point, that check-in along the journey, or the culmination of that chapter. You need not be fluent in it, merely willing to take the opportunity it can provide, if we allow it. The painful reality is that everyone deserves access to this language, but not all have it. May this not always be so. Let's continue to remember these opportunities the next time we're confronted with the ability to contribute to ending the fight against hunger in our world. The ramifications go far beyond the reality of an empty stomach.